Imagine living in a world where your happiness is not tied to the affection you receive from others, where the longing glances, missed calls, and thinking of you messages do not define your emotional state. This is not a story from ancient times, but a reality you can experience today. Stoicism, the ancient philosophy that has endured through the ages, teaches us just that. It empowers us to discover inner peace and happiness regardless of our external circumstances. But how does this connect to wanting someone to miss you? In the realm of love and relationships, we often catch ourselves craving the attention and affection of others, believing that such external validation is the secret to our happiness. Yet Stoicism presents a counterintuitive approach. By focusing on self-improvement, cultivating emotional independence, and valuing the present moment without attachment, we naturally become more attractive and, ironically, more likely to be missed. In today's video, we take a deep dive into the Stoic way of living and loving. How embracing the principles of Stoicism can not only enrich our lives, but also transform our relationships in unexpected ways. Stay with me as we explore how to make them miss you, not through games or calculated moves, but by becoming a beacon of self-sufficiency and contentment. As always, your support means everything to us. A simple yet powerful way you can help is by clicking that subscribe button. It's a small gesture that makes a big difference. Please stay with us throughout the entire video, as every part has been thoughtfully crafted to guide you toward a more fulfilling and stoic life. In our pursuit of happiness and fulfillment, it's incredibly easy to fall into the trap of seeking external validation. We often judge our worth by the reactions, opinions, and attention we receive from others, especially in personal relationships. But what if I told you there's a more empowering, lasting path to happiness? The Stoic path teaches us to focus on what lies within our control, our thoughts, actions, and reactions, while accepting what we cannot control, including the feelings and behaviors of others. This doesn't mean becoming emotionless or indifferent. Rather, it's about realizing that true contentment and self-worth come from within, not from someone else's approval or attention. Think about it. When our happiness depends on being missed or desired by someone, we surrender our power. We become reactive to their actions or lack thereof, leading to an emotional roller coaster. Stoicism, however, provides us with the tools to step off that ride. By cultivating virtues like wisdom, courage, justice, and moderation, we build a resilient, strong character that finds joy in self-growth and personal accomplishments. This doesn't mean we should isolate ourselves or stop caring about others. Stoicism doesn't promote emotional detachment, but rather emotional resilience. It encourages forming healthy, meaningful relationships based on mutual respect and understanding, not neediness or dependency. Furthermore, by prioritizing self-improvement, we naturally become more intriguing and attractive to others. People are drawn to those who are confident, passionate about their pursuits, and content with themselves. So, ironically, the less we focus on making someone miss us, the more likely it is to happen, because we're living our best, most authentic lives. Let's shift our focus from seeking validation to nurturing our inner world. Let's invest time learning new skills, exploring new hobbies, and deepening our understanding of who we are and what we stand for. This journey of self-improvement is fulfilling on its own, while also making us more admirable and, yes, missable in the eyes of others. Remember, the goal of Stoicism is not to suppress our desires or deny our need for connection, but to remind us that our happiness and worth are independent of them. By anchoring ourselves in Stoic principles, we can live a life of peace, satisfaction, and true independence. At Stoicism's core is the understanding that our reactions to external events are within our control, even if the events themselves are not. This principle is profoundly empowering. It means we hold the key to our emotional state, granting us a liberating level of independence. Emotional resilience, according to Stoicism, is not about numbing feelings or detaching from the world around us. Instead, it means acknowledging our emotions, understanding them, and choosing not to let them control our actions. The Stoics taught us to focus on what we can control and let go of what we cannot. This is not only a strategy for personal peace, but a roadmap to emotional resilience. When we stop letting external factors, such as others' actions or societal pressures, affect our well-being, we nurture an independence that is both profound and practical. This independence does not mean isolation. On the contrary, it allows us to engage with the world from a place of strength and self-confidence. Consider emotional resilience within relationships. Stoicism teaches us that while we can love and care for others, our happiness should not depend on their presence or approval. This view encourages building relationships on a foundation of mutual respect and genuine connection, not on dependency or fear of loneliness. By cultivating emotional resilience, we can enjoy deep, meaningful relationships without losing ourselves. Additionally, Stoicism's focus on living according to nature, accepting life's ebb and flow, strengthens our emotional resilience. It reminds us that change is the only constant, and our ability to adapt to change is a measure of strength. This adaptability does not stem from passivity, but from active engagement with our values, goals, and pursuit of virtue. How do we nurture this independence and emotional resilience? It begins with self-awareness, regularly reflecting on our thoughts, emotions, and reactions to life's challenges. It involves practicing gratitude, staying present, and engaging in activities that align with our core values. Crucially, it requires questioning our perceptions, asking if our emotional responses are based on current realities or outdated beliefs. Through embracing Stoicism, we learn to weather life's storms, not by sheltering in others, but by becoming our own lighthouse. This journey to independence and emotional resilience is not solitary. It is enriched by the wisdom of those who walked the path before us. As we weave Stoic principles into our lives, our capacity for joy, strength in adversity, and ability to maintain balanced relationships all expand. Stoic philosophers such as Seneca, Marcus Aurelius, and Epictetus emphasize living a life in harmony with one's nature and the universe. At its essence, this means recognizing what truly matters and committing to it. For the Stoics, meaning is found not in external success or wealth and accolades, but in cultivating virtue, wisdom, and integrity. It's about contributing to the common good, being part of community, and forming relationships built on respect and understanding. Creating a meaningful life, then, involves deep introspection, asking difficult questions about who we are and what we stand for. It requires identifying our values and living by them, even when facing challenges or when it's easier to follow societal expectations. Stoicism provides a compass in this introspection, urging us to examine not only our actions, but the intentions behind them. Are we acting virtuously or seeking external validation? Furthermore, Stoicism teaches the impermanence of external conditions and stresses, focusing on what remains within our control. This outlook is freeing. It liberates us from trying to control the uncontrollable, redirecting our energy to where we can truly impact our attitudes, choices, and reactions. Thus, creating a meaningful life is less about achievements and more about how we live and the mindset we bring to each day. Living stoically also means accepting that suffering and setbacks are natural parts of the human experience. Instead of viewing them as obstacles, we see them as opportunities for growth, resilience, and deeper insight into life's complexities. This doesn't mean seeking out suffering, but rather finding meaning in overcoming it, learning from it, and moving forward with a stronger spirit and a more compassionate heart. In practice, building a meaningful life is found in small, daily acts as much as grand gestures. It's in the kindness we show others, the integrity we bring to our work, and the passion we bring to our pursuits. It's in the moments we reflect on our place in the universe, appreciate nature, practice self-care, and nurture connections with others. These acts, grounded in Stoicism, weave together to form a tapestry of a life well lived. Let us remember, the Stoic journey toward a meaningful life is not walked alone. It is a path shared, supported by collective wisdom and experience. By rooting our lives in Stoicism, we equip ourselves with tools not only to face challenges, but to thrive through them, finding joy, purpose, and meaning at every step. The Stoics understood early on that much of our frustration, anxiety, and despair comes from trying to control the uncontrollable. We often pour energy into shaping circumstances, outcomes, and even others, only to find many things beyond our reach. This insight is not to discourage us, but to free us from self-imposed chains of impossible expectations. Following Stoic guidance to release the desire for control does not make us passive spectators of our lives. Instead, it focuses our efforts on the realm where we truly make a difference, our inner world. It is in our perceptions, decisions, and reactions that real power lies. Here, we nurture virtues like patience, understanding, and resilience. Here we find peace. Letting go of control, according to Stoicism, means deeply accepting life's natural flow. It involves understanding the difference between our efforts and their outcomes. Recognizing that while we can influence our efforts, outcomes often lie beyond our direct control. This does not diminish the value of effort. It simply places it in a healthier perspective. When our actions align with our values and we detach from specific outcomes, we engage with life more fully and authentically. Additionally, Stoicism encourages seeing every moment as a chance to practice acceptance and grow wiser. It invites us to challenge deep-rooted beliefs about control, success, and security. Through this, we often discover that our true strength is not in controlling the outside world, but in mastering our inner landscape. Practically speaking, releasing the need for control means embracing flexibility and adaptability. It means being open to the unexpected, finding courage to face uncertainties with calmness and openness. It's about responding to life's challenges with grace, seeing them as opportunities for growth and self-discovery. As we live by this Stoic principle, our relationships deepen, stress diminishes, and appreciation for the present grows. We come to realize that control is not the key to happiness. Balance, acceptance, and inner harmony are. Letting go of control, as Stoicism teaches, is not surrendering power, but reclaiming it in its fullest form. It is a journey to inner freedom, marked by a profound shift in how we perceive and interact with the world. On this path, we uncover a life defined not by external control, but by inner peace, resilience, and a deep, abiding purpose. As we conclude our exploration of Stoicism and its deep teachings, it's clear this ancient philosophy offers more than principles. It offers a way of life rooted in wisdom, resilience, and peace. Stoicism guides us to focus on what truly matters, helping us navigate life's ebbs and flows with grace and calm. The practices we've shared are not just ideas, but practical tools to weave into daily life, turning challenges into growth and understanding. By embracing Stoicism, we don't just detach from uncontrollable outcomes. We learn to cherish and fully live the present moment, to appreciate beauty and simplicity, and foster connections rich in meaning and virtue. It's about building an inner sanctuary of peace that stands firm regardless of external storms. This journey towards Stoic living doesn't promise a life without pain or trouble. Instead, it promises something far more precious: the strength to face hardship with courage, the wisdom to choose actions in line with virtue, and the serenity to accept what cannot change. It teaches us that though we may not control the outside world, we do have the power to control our perceptions, choices, and reactions. As we bring Stoic principles into our lives, our view of happiness, success, and fulfillment begins to shift. We find true contentment not in external praise or possessions, but in living by our deepest values and virtues. And in this discovery lies the key to a deeply meaningful and joyful life. Let's continue to explore and grow together. For more insights, I invite you to watch one of the suggested videos on your screen. Until next time, remember that the journey inward is the most important journey of all.